positive when life permits it. Yet the truth that offends lazy thinking is this: life permits it only after you command it. A foreman does not wait for the crew to feel energetic before he sounds the whistle. He sounds the whistle and energy appears. Positivity is not the weather, it is the schedule. You have been trained to treat feeling as a sovereign and will as a servant. Reverse the order and the whole workshop changes. I will not ask you to paste a grin over discouragement. I will ask you to appoint a standard and make your hours salute it. There is a technique, phrase, posture, cadence by which the mind rallies to its own flag. Use it, and you will discover that conditions grow obedient, distractions quiet down, tempers cool, opportunities present themselves like clerks awaiting signatures. If the common opinion has kept you stalled, set it aside. Test this harder law. Positivity follows instruction, not inclination. Turn the page and learn how to draft the order, stamp it with conviction, and put your day to work under it, beginning now. In a few moments, I will teach you how to force yourself to always stay positive. 1. The power of commanding positivity. You have been told that positivity is a mood, a guest that visits when the room is tidy and the weather fair. Yet here is the contradiction that unsettles the careful mind. The mood obeys the command, not the command, the mood. The captain does not wait for the sea to calm before issuing orders. He steadies the crew and the sea remembers its manners. So it is with you. The world has taught you to negotiate with your feelings, to bargain for courage and lease hope by the hour. Nonsense. Feeling is a laborer. Command is the foreman. Speak with authority and your inner ranks will form. I will show you how this discipline is learned, how a sentence spoken with conviction becomes a lever beneath the day. You need not smile through pain nor paint over trouble. You must appoint a chief within. When that office is filled, circumstances make fewer demands and opportunities salute first. If you are willing to test a higher law than habit, step forward. Before the next page turns, you will prove that positivity is not a visitor but a regiment yours to drill, yours to deploy, yours to win with. The great truth is this: no man is born positive. Positivity must be built, shaped, and enforced by the deliberate command of one's own will. The Creator has placed within every living soul the power to choose its direction of thought, and with that choice, one determines the tone of all future circumstance. You have known men who seem always surrounded by light, who draw to themselves opportunity and friendship as though the very air were in alliance with them. They are not favored by chance, they are governed by law. They have made positivity a habit, and habit once fixed becomes destiny. But this law is impartial. It will take hold of your thoughts, whether they are uplifting or degrading. If you speak daily of misfortune, if you expect defeat, you set the same law to work but in reverse. It will build stone upon stone, the very prison of gloom from which you wish to escape. Therefore, force yourself to stay positive, not only when life is kind, but especially when storms arise. For storms are not punishments, they are tests of mastery. When difficulty appears, say within yourself, "This too carries the seed of equal benefit," and at that very instant, you have shifted from victim to victor. A positive mind creates a magnetic field of power. It lifts the body to health, it sharpens the intellect, it steadies the heart. Every tone of your voice, every gesture, every silent thought radiates the exact state of your mind and returns to you multiplied. When your thoughts are bright, they call forth brightness from others. When they are dark, they summon only shadows. Learn, therefore, to start each day with a deliberate act of conditioning your mind. Upon waking, give thanks for what you already possess. Then affirm quietly and firmly, "Today I shall hold my thoughts steadfast in faith, in purpose, in cheer." Repeat this until your heart believes it. Positivity is not denial of hardship, it is dominion over it. It is the courage to declare, I will see the good in all things until the good becomes real. The one who commands his own mind commands his fate. The one who lets circumstance dictate his mood becomes a leaf in the wind. Decide now which of these you shall be. For the law will serve whichever master you appoint, your faith or your fear. 2. The habit of triumphant thought. Every result in life begins as a pattern of thought. Repetition fixes that pattern, and habit makes it permanent. Thus, your most important duty is to guard what you repeat in your mind each day. The law of habit is cosmic. It governs not only the movement of the stars, but also the hidden processes of your thinking. As the planets keep their rhythm in the heavens, so do your thoughts revolve around whatever center you have chosen for them. Choose wisely, for once fixed, that orbit becomes your world. There is a silent sculptor within you, chiseling every thought into form. Each time you dwell upon courage, kindness, or faith, that sculptor carves a pattern of power. Each time you dwell upon resentment, doubt, or complaint, he engraves weakness instead. And over time, the likeness of your inner character becomes visible to all. To stay positive is not a single act, it is a continuous creation. Begin by disciplining your language. Never speak of what you fear, speak only of what you intend. The tongue is a mighty builder, and words are blueprints of destiny. Speak of health, and health will come. Speak of strength, and strength will grow. Speak of failure, and failure will hurry to your side. When weariness comes, remember this law. Thought takes its color from emotion. Therefore, feed your heart with gratitude, for gratitude is the sunlight of the soul. It burns away doubt as morning burns away mist. If you wish to transform your entire being, fix in your mind one clear picture of yourself as you wish to be calm, confident, victorious, and hold it there as if your life depended on it. Each repetition strengthens the image until the unseen law accepts it as real and begins to bring all necessary conditions to pass. Negativity cannot live in the same house with gratitude, nor fear in the same heart with faith. Keep faith alive, and it will guard every doorway of your mind. You may stumble, you may fall, but return again and again to your chosen thought. Each return adds strength. Habit, once mastered, becomes an ally greater than any external power. In time, you will no longer have to force yourself to stay positive, for positivity will have become your natural state. You will awaken with confidence, walk with assurance, and rest with peace. The world yields only to those who persist, and he who persists in the habit of triumphant thought will one day find that all forces of heaven and earth are working silently in his favor. 3. The discipline of the inner voice. There is a voice within you that never ceases to speak. It whispers in moments of silence, guiding, warning, or rebuking. That voice is the reflection of your dominant thoughts, the echo of what you believe most strongly. When the mind is trained toward fear, the inner voice becomes an accuser. When the mind is fixed in faith, the same voice becomes a friend. Discipline begins when you command that inner voice to obey your higher will. You may not control the outer world, but you can control the tone of that secret conversation within yourself. No power on earth can seize that dominion from you. Every moment you speak inwardly of defeat, you train your voice to weaken you. Every time you answer life with confidence, you strengthen the spirit that sustains you. The tone of your inner words is a constant prayer, accepted by the unseen law as your chosen direction. You become what you habitually tell yourself you are. Therefore, make your inner speech an instrument of power. Let no complaint or fear find shelter in your thoughts. When you hear the whisper of doubt, answer it firmly. I am greater than this moment. Repeat it until the words glow with conviction. For the mind, once impressed by faith, cannot easily return to fear. The one who disciplines his inner voice soon commands his outer world. His words to others carry quiet strength because they are rooted in truth, not uncertainty. His step is steady, his manner calm, for his mind no longer argues with itself. If you wish to achieve mastery, practice daily the art of inner stillness. Each morning, before the world claims your attention, withdraw for a moment and listen. Train your thoughts to speak only in the language of victory. The voice that once criticized will begin to counsel. The whisper of fear will fade, and in its place will come a deeper assurance, one that needs no witness to know it is right. Remember always that silence is not emptiness. It is creation in progress. From silence are born the thoughts that rule destiny. Guard it, use it, and you will never again be ruled by noise or confusion. Positivity without discipline is a flame without direction. But when directed by an inner voice of calm power, it becomes light that guides not only you, but all who cross your path. 4. The art of transmuting negativity. Every negative emotion is raw energy awaiting transformation. Anger, fear, and grief are not curses, they are fuel. To the undisciplined mind, they burn and destroy. To the trained mind, they illuminate and create. The art of transmutation begins when you no longer resist these emotions, but command them into service. The same fire that scorches one man lights the torch of another. The difference lies only in direction. When irritation stirs within you, do not let it rule your tongue or your hands. Pause and ask, what power is hidden in this moment? Then direct that energy toward action, toward work, study, improvement, or service. Thus, what could have become destruction is transformed into creation. Fear, too, is energy. It warns of danger but often exaggerates its shadow. Instead of fleeing from it, look upon fear as an instructor. Say to it, show me the lesson. Fear will then reveal the exact point where courage must grow. Each time you act in spite of fear, you steal its strength and add it to your own. Grief humbles the proud and refines the heart. When sorrow visits, it comes not to destroy, but to clear the way for deeper wisdom. Hold your pain in silence and say, from this I will rise clearer and stronger. And you will, for the soul that refuses bitterness gains unshakable peace. Negativity has no power except that which you grant it. The mind, when disciplined by purpose, can bend every circumstance toward gain. Nature herself confirms this truth. Out of decay, she produces growth. Out of storms, she restores balance. So it is with the human spirit. Make it your habit, when confronted by opposition, to turn instantly to constructive thought. Ask not, why has this happened to me? But rather, what may I do with it? This simple reversal of question shifts your entire being from weakness to mastery. The positive mind is not blind to darkness. It simply refuses to live there. It uses the contrast of difficulty to sharpen its light. It converts resistance into strength, defeat into determination, and pain into wisdom. Train yourself each day to see the hidden blessing in every event. The more swiftly you find it, the more swiftly your burdens will dissolve. For no adversity can withstand the gaze of gratitude. Remember, nothing that comes against you has the power to define you. You are defined only by what you choose to do with it. Transform each negative impulse into a higher purpose, and you will find that even your obstacles become allies. For the law of life, once mastered, makes every shadow serve the light. 5. The fortress of mental control. There is no greater mastery than the mastery of one's own mind. To govern nations is an easier task than to command thought. Yet all power, all peace, all progress depend upon this single dominion. Every man lives within two worlds, the outer, which he cannot fully control, and the inner, which he can command completely if he will. The outer world is a reflection of the inner. When the mind is restless, the path of life is scattered. When the mind is calm, order follows as naturally as dawn follows night. The first rule of mental control is this: never permit your mind to become an open field for every wandering influence. Guard it as you would a fortress. Thought is the gatekeeper. Emotion is the watchman. Will is the commander. When these three act together, no destructive idea can enter unchallenged. The discipline of the mind begins with attention. Learn to direct your thought upon one purpose and hold it there until it yields result. The majority of men drift because their attention drifts. Their minds, untrained, leap from doubt to desire and back again. But the man who fixes his thought upon a definite aim draws to himself the unseen forces that fulfill it. When worry seeks entrance, command it to depart. When fear whispers its poison, answer with calm certainty. Say within yourself, I am the master of this thought. Repeat it until your mind obeys. For the mind, like a wild horse, grows gentle only through constant direction, not through battle. Each day, spend a few minutes in deliberate stillness. Empty the mind of all conflict. Let silence cleanse it. Then fill it anew with thoughts of faith, courage, and joy. This practice, simple as it seems, renews strength and restores command. Remember always that your thoughts are living forces. They return to you in the likeness of their kind. Send forth resentment, and resentment will come back multiplied. Send forth goodwill, and goodwill will build its dwelling in your life. The disciplined mind cannot be enslaved. It sees clearly, acts decisively, and lives serenely. It is not shaken by gossip, insult, or failure, for it has learned that nothing external can touch the inner citadel unless invited. The power to think rightly is the power to live rightly. Build your mental fortress upon the foundation of self-control. Guard it by purpose, strengthen it by habit, and illuminate it by faith. Then you will find that all outer chaos bends before the order of your inner world. 6. The reward of definite purpose. No one drifts into greatness. Every enduring success begins with a clear and definite purpose. The man who knows what he seeks commands both the seen and the unseen to serve him. The man who hesitates is mastered by confusion. Definiteness of purpose is not a mere wish. It is a chosen destiny. It is the compass that steadies every act, every thought, every hour. Without it, energy is wasted, courage fades, and opportunity passes unrecognized. But with it, even small efforts gather the momentum of giants. Ask yourself, what do I desire most to contribute, to create, to become? Write it, speak it, affirm it until your heart accepts it as law. That moment marks the beginning of transformation, for the mind cannot ignore a definite command once it is clearly declared. Purpose must be partnered with faith. It is not enough to say, I will. You must believe that the power to fulfill your will already exists within you. Faith gives wings to purpose. Doubt binds it to the ground. When you act with conviction, unseen helpers move beside you, arranging the circumstances required for your progress. Every trial becomes a test of purpose. Many begin with zeal but falter when opposition arises. Yet obstacles are not denials, they are confirmations. They ask one question only, are you sure? The man who answers yes and presses on finds that resistance itself becomes fuel. Make your purpose so vivid that every lesser thought fades before it. Speak of it daily. Imagine it fulfilled. Act upon it even in the smallest way. Each repetition strengthens its roots until it becomes part of your nature. Then cosmic law takes hold of it, carrying it forward as surely as the tide carries the sea. Definiteness of purpose also brings peace. The undecided man is torn by 1,000 impulses. He begins many things, completes none, and wonders why fortune evades him. But the man of purpose walks a single path. Even his failures serve him, for they reveal the way more clearly. When your purpose is fixed and your mind is disciplined, opportunities will appear where before there were none. You will see doors in walls and allies in strangers. You will recognize that nothing ever truly opposes the man who knows where he is going. Therefore, choose your purpose with reverence. Let it be worthy of your highest self. Then give it your thought, your effort, and your faith. For once your purpose becomes definite, the world itself reshapes to accommodate it, and all the powers of life conspire to bring it to pass. 7. The law of inner harmony. There is an unseen rhythm that governs all of life. The stars move by it, the seasons obey it, and the tides rise and fall in harmony with it. Within every human soul, that same rhythm waits to be discovered. When you find it and live in accordance with it, peace enters your days and power enters your work. Inner harmony is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of balance. It is the art of remaining calm while others waver, of acting with reason while others react in haste. To live in harmony is to move in step with universal law, to align thought, emotion, and action with the wisdom that orders all creation. Every disturbance in your life begins as a disturbance in thought. The man whose mind is divided against itself cannot move forward, for his energy pulls in opposite directions. But when the mind, the heart, and the will are united in one purpose, their combined power is irresistible. Begin, therefore, by observing the conflicts within you. Notice the clash between your desires and your duties, between what you know is right and what you wish were easier. Do not condemn these conflicts. They are the instruments of growth. But resolve them quickly, for lingering division breeds weakness. The surest way to restore harmony is through understanding. When anger arises, ask, what truth is this emotion trying to reveal? When envy appears, say, what quality in another am I called to awaken within myself? When impatience grips you, ask, what lesson is life urging me to learn? In this way, every discord becomes a doorway to wisdom. Inner harmony requires also the control of speech. Words are vibrations that ripple through your world long after they are spoken. Speak only when your words will build, not break. Speak only when they express peace, not pride. Each word released in anger returns to the one who sent it, multiplied in strength. Therefore, let your voice carry calmness, even when you must be firm. Another law of harmony is gratitude. To be thankful for what you already have creates alignment with abundance. Gratitude dissolves bitterness, melts fear, and makes room for new blessings to enter. Begin and end each day by giving thanks not only for what pleases you, but for what challenges you, for both are teachers in disguise. Harmony does not mean surrendering your individuality. It means blending your individuality with the greater purpose of life. A violin alone makes a sound, but only when tuned and joined with others does it create a symphony. So too must you tune your thoughts and actions until they play in accord with the universal melody of good. You cannot control the movements of the world, but you can control the tone of your own mind. When that tone is steady and positive, even outer chaos cannot shake you. The calm soul becomes a center of stability for others. It becomes a light that dispels confusion and restores confidence wherever it shines. Remember, harmony is not given, it is created. It is the reward of daily discipline, of gentle correction, of conscious gratitude. Seek it above all else, And once you have found it, you will carry within you a peace that no circumstance can disturb and a strength that no adversity can diminish. 8. The power of cosmic habit. Every living thing moves by pattern. The planets keep their courses, the tides their rhythm, the seeds their species. Order is the signature of creation. And man, though free to choose, is bound by the same law that governs all, the law of habit. Cosmic habit is the invisible force that takes hold of every repeated thought and act, fixing it into motion until it becomes automatic. It is the builder of destiny, the silent servant of will, the law that rewards persistence and punishes neglect. Once a pattern is established, this law maintains it without effort, whether the pattern leads to greatness or ruin. Understand this truth well. The law itself is neutral. It will carry out whatever command you give it, be it positive or negative. If you constantly think of failure, the law fixes failure into your path. If you constantly think of success, the law builds success as surely as the earth brings forth its harvest. Each day you are sowing habits, consciously or unconsciously. Every word you speak, every emotion you indulge, every thought you permit to linger is a seed dropped into the soil of your mind. The law of habit watches over that soil and ensures that every seed bears fruit after its kind. If you would master your destiny, begin by mastering your habits of thought. Choose one uplifting idea and repeat it until it takes root. Say to yourself, I am calm, I am capable, I am victorious. Speak it when you wake and when you rest. Speak it when doubt attacks. Through repetition, you impress the pattern upon your subconscious, and the law of cosmic habit takes over the work. Just as muscles grow stronger by exercise, so the mind grows powerful by repetition of right thought. Neglect your thinking, and your old weaknesses will return, for the law never sleeps. It will feed whatever it finds, faith or fear, strength or idleness, courage or complaint. The wisest among men have learned to harness this law as a servant of success. They begin each day with mental conditioning. They review their goals, give thanks for progress, and renew their inner determination. In this way, they keep the wheel of habit turning in the direction of victory. Beware the opposite motion, the drift of thought without control. Once the mind becomes idle, negative forces rush in to occupy it. The law of habit then builds their pattern too. And the man who once sought freedom finds himself chained by his own inattention. Remember, habit is destiny in disguise. Every repeated act is a stone laid upon the path of your future. Lay them wisely. Build the structure of your life with awareness. Establish habits of faith, of gratitude, of disciplined work, of kindness, of patience. Then cosmic habit will become your greatest ally. It will carry you forward when willpower wanes, sustain you when challenges arise, and transform effort into ease. For when right habit rules the mind, success is no longer a struggle. It becomes the natural rhythm of your being. 9. The mastery of faith over fear. Fear is the shadow that follows every unguarded thought. It creeps in silently, disguising itself as caution, logic, or humility. Yet beneath all its masks, fear is the destroyer of life's finest powers. It paralyzes the will, clouds the judgment, and blinds the mind to opportunity. Faith, on the other hand, is the light that dispels that shadow. It is the unseen force that turns weakness into strength and doubt into daring. No man can hold both faith and fear at the same time. One must always yield to the other. You cannot climb upward while looking downward, nor can you advance while trembling at every step. The heart that is filled with faith leaves no chamber for fear to dwell in. Therefore, the first duty of anyone seeking a positive life is to cultivate faith until it becomes the ruling habit of the mind. Faith is not hope. Hope waits for better days. Faith creates them. Hope is the wish. Faith is the will. It begins where reason ends, for it is the recognition of an unseen order that always favors the one who dares to believe. Every achievement, every invention, every triumph of courage over circumstance has been born of faith, faith in self, faith in purpose, and faith in the laws of life. Fear, too, obeys a law. It grows by attention. The more you discuss your worries, the stronger they become. The more you imagine defeat, the more real it seems. Faith, however, thrives by use. Each time you act in confidence, the law of life reinforces your belief until it becomes a fixed force within you. When fear appears, do not wrestle with it. Replace it. Fill the mind so completely with thoughts of faith that there is no room for its shadow. Say within yourself, "This moment is guided by wisdom. There is a way through it, and I will find it." Speak those words as a command, not a plea. Faith does not beg, it asserts. Practice faith first in small matters. Believe in your ability to complete a task, to solve a problem, to remain calm. Each small victory builds the habit of assurance. Soon, the same confidence that governs small tasks will govern great ones. Fear cannot withstand a mind that is daily strengthened by faith. You are never alone in your effort to believe. The moment you affirm faith, unseen forces begin to work in harmony with you. Nature herself aids the soul that dares to trust her order. What appears at first as coincidence soon reveals itself as cooperation. Every door opens to the one who walks without hesitation.